Now, at the back of that, to unpack the policies that have been discussed at the ANC's 6th policy conference thus far, we are now joined by political analyst Dr. Ntsikelelo Breakfast. Mr. Breakfast, thank you so much for your time on the agenda this morning. Now, today is the final day where recommendations towards December will be delivered. What are your expectations?
Well, you know what? My view is that the problem with the ruling party is not more so about the repackaging of its policies. The ANC has good policies, with the exception of one or two. But on the whole, I think they've got good policies. The problem lies with the bureaucracy. The ruling party does not recruit the cream of the crop in order to get the job done, promote development, render services, and so I hope that they devoted a great deal of energy on the public service, not more so on policy. Because, in the previous conference, they adopted a lot of good policies: radical economic transformation, nationalization of a reserve bank, the land question, blah, blah, blah. So the question is, what happened to those policies? So I so wish that they can work on the bureaucracy, because we don't have a good bureaucracy that can get the job done.
Right, Dr. Breakfast, speaking of policies, there's one phrase that's been ringing throughout this conference, and that's step-aside rule, step-aside rule. And some provinces are against the step-aside resolution. Is this policy likely to be scrapped from where you're sitting?
I don't think so, because I get the sense that the Ramaphosa faction, still has an upper hand in this policy conference. Maybe just to cool everybody off, they might try to talk about the refinement of it here and there. But on the whole, I think it will be retained. The step-aside idea was a good conception in theory, but the way it has been implemented in a very a factional way, in a very inconsistent way, and because of that, it has created tensions within the ruling party. And also, the policy conference doesn't have a final say over policy matters. But I presume that some people might have, expressed their unhappiness surrounding how it has been used in terms of maybe patching other people or sidelining. But it was a good idea in terms of renewing the ANC, because it has been affected a lot by institutionalization of corruption. But the way it has been implemented, it has been questionable.
So now, Dr. Breakfast, former President Thabo Mbeki has reiterated his views that the ANC should consider lifestyle audits for all of its members. And this is something that is not new. Why has the ANC not implemented this? Because they have been talking about it.
Well, that is everyone's guess, because the issue of lifestyle audit is a very important matter. I've always argued that there is a link between living beyond your means and engaging in corruption, because when you live beyond your means, I think you make room to engage in corrupt practices. So it's a good idea to audit people's lifestyle in order to uncover the truth. If maybe some people are, accepting bribes or doing things that they should not be doing. But the question is, like you asked earlier on, why has the ANC not done it? Is it because it affects most of its own comrades, or what? I don't know.
All right, and another hot topic as far as the ANC is concerned has been the whole issue on renewal of the party, when you have, the likes of former President Kgalema Motlanthe also coming out to agree with President Cyril Ramaphosa to say that the ANC is factionalized and is at its weakest. This renewal agenda that everybody has been referring to, how likely is it to happen?
Look, I think the issue of renewal will never ever see the light of the day. I'll tell you why, because throughout history, the ANC has had ups and downs, but the difference between now and then is that the conflicts that have broken out of late in the ANC have nothing to do with the strategic direction of the ANC, but have to do with who stands a chance to access resources. So I get the sense that most of the people who've joined the ANC since 1994 have been baptized into factionalism and have not made time to internalize the ethos and the values of the ANC in terms of what the ANC stands for. But also even the previous generation that joined the ANC during the liberation struggle, even themselves have been embroiled in some of the factional battles of it. So the challenge with the ANC is the quality of the membership. It is weak because it is not imbued with political education. You can't have members who are not well aware in depth in terms of what the party is about. So I think a lot of focus since 1994 should have been on the issue of political education, especially with the young members that have joined since 1994.
Dr. Ntsikelelo Breakfast, thank you so very much for your time indeed on the agenda this morning. And of course, he's unpacking some of the policies that have been under discussion at the ANC's 6th Policy Conference, which is currently underway in Nasrec. We continue to bring you all the latest